The cobbler pose in yoga, or at least what I know it to be, is where we're sitting sort of close to the heels, soles of the feet are together. And often there's a lot of buzz around this sort of weighted butterfly stretch right now. Really doesn't work for my body because it's so easy for my hips knock. It's so easy for me to sublux in my hips that I really have to create a lot of opposition and resistance in this for it not to just feel like it's grinding out my labra, frankly. So what I like to do is I map this through weight shift in the pelvis to actually get the spiraling of my pelvis to give me that groin stretch as I turn away from it. Okay, so the way we're gonna set this up is you're gonna have soles of the feet together. You're gonna push yourself forward to the soles of the feet as much as you can, similar to our long sit stretch when we were doing the hamstring opener. You're gonna use these back hands to sit you forward and not have it be an experience that's coming from your low back trying to do it, because that really works against us. So feeling these hands push us forward, it rolls my pelvis forward, it decompresses my low back, it feels nice and easy. And within that being our start position, think a little soft sternum, shoulders back, soft chin. We're going to then start to add a weight shift to it. I want you to find, while you're rolled forward in this position, connected in the soles of the feet, you're going to shift, soften your sternum and shift into your right sits bone. It's going to roll your right hip back, and you're going to feel it roll the left hip forward by contrast. And you get a really deep groin opening here. And then we soften back to center. We can shift a little bit into that left sits bone as the right hip rolls forward. It'll become a very deep groin stretch on the right, and we come back to center. As you'll see in my body, it's a very, very small range, but the work really comes from pushing ourselves forward to the pelvis, sitting our body as close to the feet as is comfortable for the knees and the hips, and then challenging ourselves to push forward into that side. As it tucks this side under, it opens the opposite. As I shift to the other, it tucks this far side under and opens the side closest to you. When we do this with a little breath sequencing, we'll have a little exhaling, soften at center, inhaling as we shift into the right side, exhaling to center. Inhaling as we shift to left side, exhaling to center. You'll notice that I'm trying to spiral in my pelvis without moving my knees. So we're maintaining this frame and we're spiraling the pelvis and the spine inside that frame. And that's what forces us to get that really, really deep groin spiral stretch. And it allows me to do this without feeling as though I'm compromising my hip joints themselves. So again, I just inhale into it and exhaling. My hands will be able to push me forward and forward more and more. Inhaling into it and exhaling. Inhaling into it and exhaling. It's surprising how little it takes for this to start to really release and give you some openness. I would say after you do this, sort of back and forth for, again, maybe 10 repetitions on each side, so 20 total back and forth. We get up, we walk that around, just notice your sort of dialogue with the floor and how you're standing in your pelvis and your spine.